said that.
Yeah. Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Hot Seat. I'm your host, Eric, and with me today I have a very special guest, the one and only John Drinane.
Hello, everybody.
John, welcome to The Hot Seat, buddy.
I'm glad to be here.
What do you do?
Well, I'm a sales system architect, which basically means I look at sales organizations for our clients and figure out what's causing friction in their process, what's going on with their tech stack, and try to find ways to make them faster, leaner, and more efficient.
Help salespeople do their jobs better?
Yeah, that would be a very eloquent way to phrase it. Yeah.
So would you say you're in the sales enablement department?
I am in the sales enablement part. I enable salespeople.
Okay. How long have you worked for Revenue River?
I've been here since August 5th.
August 5th. And as of filming, we're somewhere in November. So what's that, like 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, what's the fastest turnaround for a hot seat?
Faster than this. You're not. It's no sort of record. I'm sorry. It is good to get you on the hot seat fairly early in your career, though. And when I say career, I mean career at Revenue River. What did you do before Revenue River?
I was in Brazil for 8 years, where I started 2 businesses. Also worked for an agency down there. One of the businesses I started was like the Brazilian Uber. It was a crazy 3-year ride. Business didn't succeed. Otherwise, I'd be a billionaire, I guess. So.
Is that because nobody can afford to pay for a car?
No, I mean, the reason why it didn't work is because the competition got too crazy. It was like we raised like $3 million, and like our next competitor raised $40 million within like a couple months of each other, and it was just.
You can buy a lot of bicycles for $40 million.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it got very competitive.
Oh, yeah.
But yet you are yet another piece of international flavor at Revenue River. You, how long did you live in Brazil?
I was there 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of language do they speak down in Brazil?
They speak Portuguese.
Portuguese. Great. That's another language I don't know, for the record. What would you say? How would you say? Can you give me your job roles in Portuguese?
My job roles in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Eu sou uma arquiteto de sistemas para vendas. Eu deixo mais fácil para as pessoas de vendas vender mais. Vendas is sales, so that's why I said that so many times.
Sure. Good. Good. And I heard architecto or something like that in there. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I picked up some of that. That's good. Who would you say your mentor is?
Well, my direct boss is Amanda, and she's actually a really great mentor. But I would say I've been kind of leaning on Stephanie a little bit more in the agency, kind of getting the feel of the way things are, and it's partially proximity where I'm sitting next to her, but also because Stephanie is just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Who would you say your best friend is at the agency?
My best friend at the agency.
So far, I mean, you're 4 months in.
Yeah, I can't really say I have a best friend yet. I mean, Stephanie also, because she's kind of been leaning on her, so I've been talking to her a lot more.
Get to know her a lot.
Yeah, AJ and I talk a little bit. We've gone to lunch and stuff.
So for the record, the answer wasn't who do you talk to at the agency?
Yeah.
The question is...
I'm just thinking out loud, man.
Yeah. I like to brainstorm, but I'd like you to pin the tail on the donkey at some point, too.
All right, so
pick a donkey.
Let's just go with AJ because I already said Steph for the other one.
Good. That's smart. That's how we do it here on the hot seat. So the fact that you've been here a few months and we got a big team, there's lots of personalities, people moving, lots of moving parts. Some people you clearly interact with a lot more, like a Stephanie and Amanda, other people in your team. Anybody at the agency you're targeting, like who would you like to get to know better?
That's an excellent question.
Thank you.
I think I'd like to get to know Mike Delcor a little bit better. I'd like to get into a little bit deeper to like how he is running his department a little bit and understand that. And I just haven't talked to him that much. So
yeah, he's a cool guy too. Good, worth getting to know. Awesome. What would you say your relationship status is?
Divorced.
I mean, you could have said single. It's a lot of laundry here for the hot seat, John.
All right. The seat's hot, you know.
Yeah.
Why stray away from the hard questions?
Yeah, well said. Okay, divorced. So you're single?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
0. 0 kids.
Divorce is easier without children, right?
Yeah, it definitely made things a lot smoother.
A lot cleaner?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad one. We did clean break.
Okay. What do you think here's a good question for you. How does dating look in 2019. What's dating like, buddy? How's that feel?
Jesus. All right. So I've downloaded the apps. I've got Bumble and I've got Tinder now, and I guess Facebook has dating as well. Those are like the free apps that you can use, and it's just it's a crapshoot. You just like swipe a bunch, and then somebody might. I don't know. I was not a fan of the dating apps. I guess I'm going a little bit more old school and meeting people, going out, doing networking and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a huge priority for me, but I have been playing the field a little bit.
Okay, good. Playing the field, doing a lot of swiping.
A lot of swiping.
Good. But there is still other ways to date. It doesn't always have to be app driven, right? Like you can still get yourself out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fairly new to Denver too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a few months maybe before you get a job here?
Yeah, I came here in July.
Okay. So a month before. Okay. So yeah, you haven't been here. You don't know a lot of people. Like it seems like agency is a good center for your like known associates and things like that. Like at least maybe you can start working into some different circles that way and maybe try to pick one from the litter or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I've been going to networking events, and I've also been I've been doing this group called Internations, which is like when you've lived abroad. It's like kind of the networking group for when you're abroad. So I did that abroad, and now I've continued to do it here.
Would you call that like the expat reacclimation program or something like that?
Yeah, I guess you'd call it that. I mean, it's more because it's more of a just a community for people that aren't native to the country, so they can like meet other globally minded people that are travelers. I guess is kind of the demo they're going after.
Okay, so you've got a long, illustrious career. You've built some businesses. You've been in the agency life. You've been international. You've done a lot of stuff. Why the hell did you come to work for us?
Honestly, when I was going through the interview process, you guys had a culture, an agency culture that was different than I'd seen in a lot of other places, and it just really drew me. It seemed like the type of place where it's just a high trust environment. People know their shit. You work hard, you work fast, you party, you play together as well. So I just, coming into a new city, having a strong community where I work, it just was really appealing to me.
Good. Yeah. Do you think now 4 months in, like, was that all a facade? Did we just fool you? Do you think that's who we are? Like, would you apply again after being here for 4 months?
I mean, I hope that when I walk into the agency, people aren't just like scrambling so they can keep selling this fake facade.
Me too.
Right?
Me too. That seems exhausting.
No, it's good. It's good. You guys are spot on.
We are
I'm
who
impressed.
we say we are.
No, I mean, having run a business, I was really impressed at how you've managed to like pull together a culture and grown it to this size. That's like one of the hardest things to get right.
No doubt, I will echo that for sure. It also feels like it stretches at the seams too, right? Like the bigger you get, the more complicated the matrix gets, right? Nearly impossible to please everyone, no matter how big the group is. But if it's more than 3 or more, you're going to have problems, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, very good. Do you like your job?
I do.
You like the sales enablement, a little bit more focused. You've worn a lot of hats in your career. You've had a lot of exposure.
But I've always had
like
that
the discipline.
Yeah, I've always had that kind of like nerdy inclination. I like to dig into numbers. I like to get into the stats. I like to look at systems, build out automations, customizations, and I mean, I've always done that a lot as like that was a lot of what I would handle.
Yeah, process development and stuff like that. Good. So you see some future there. You think there's room for us to grow in the sales enablement department, things we're doing there?
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, like if you look at sales organizations at other companies, just in general across any industry, you're going to be seeing a lot of companies that just haven't adapted to this digital modern era. They're doing a lot of things old school. They're doing the ABCs, always be closing. When now we got to be focusing on success for the clients. So sales guys need to be there too.
I think we got a potential guest appearance here. Hey, come here. Come around this side of the desk.
Welcome to the hot seat.
Welcome to the hot seat. Hi everyone. What's your name?
Isaac Pratt.
Isaac Pratt. Are you my son?
Yes.
You are? Good.
Yeah.
For how long have you been his son?
12 years.
12 years so far. What would you say your favorite quote is? Do you have a good quote for us?
From who?
Yeah, exactly. No? Nothing?
No.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Fortnite dance?
Ooh. Please. Would you like to show us a little floss or some other Fortnite dance you got?
You got a favorite though?
Yeah, for sure.
Grew out of it?
Athlete, something.
Nolan Arenado.
No, Nolan Arenado. Really good choice. Okay. Are you leaving? Or are you just coming down to check things out?
I'll check things out.
Okay, why don't you go sit over there on the other side, get off the camera, and quit stealing John's hot seat.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get back to it. We're about to wrap up here. A little lighter. Who's your favorite office dog? What dog? You know, we got a lot of dogs to choose from. There's a large inventory. Who would you say your favorite is?
Lucy is just like one of the most beautiful, cool looking big dogs I've ever seen. So she's got a lot of appeal. But Dino, I'm between Dino and I'm between Rob's dog. What's his name?
Bowie,
that's right. Yeah. So.
You like black dogs?
Yeah. Well, they're just on either side of me. So
you're surrounded by them.
Yeah. So I guess I got to go with Dino now because him and I are getting to be buddies. He'll come over and just kind of lay with me.
Very good. Emily G will be happy to hear that her dog has made the hot seat his favorite dog.
All right.
Yep, that's good. What do you think the thing that you mentioned it at the start of the show here. Your job is to empower our clients' sales teams, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the worst? What stops that from happening? Like, what's the obstruction side from the client? Like, what's the worst thing a client can do to prevent you from being successful in your role supporting them?
Yeah, you're talking about issues with trust or communication or lack of accountability or follow through. Really, if the client hasn't bought into the fact that I or Revenue River it knows their stuff with sales and can actually come in and help them sell better, then they're not gonna give us the time of day, right? The salesperson has to think, oh, my commission might actually go up if I pay attention and do what these guys are saying.
Some buy-in and connection to the bottom line.
So if they're not bought in, no chance.
Yeah, good point. Okay, well you have some influence on that too, right? Like you can work really hard to try to gain that trust and earn that trust and gain the buy-in.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's 100% on them. I have to earn it, right?
Yep.
You got to show up and you got to really show them that there's going to be some, gold at the end of the rainbow here.
Absolutely. Very good. Very well said. All right, let's close this down. We love to end the hot seat with something poignant, something powerful. Do you have any great advice, favorite quote, some sort of inspiration? Like what would you tell our audience?
So I guess my biggest piece of advice to you, our audience, is that when you're going through your career and you're looking for a right fit for you, really pay attention to the culture of where you're interviewing. I've worked at a lot of places, and the reason why I'm here where I am at this point in my career is because I've learned that I don't need to sacrifice my own well-being for the sake of a company. I can find something that's a good fit, and it's worth just taking a little extra time and looking.
Yeah, man, fit is very important. With that said, we're not right for everybody. Agency life is certainly not right for everybody, and that can be very harmful in the right fit. No different than client-vendor relationships can be very harmful in the wrong fit. So
fit
really
important.
all about fit, right?
Yeah.
Same thing probably with wives, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, that's fair.
Pay a price when you make a bad decision, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's not cheap. I will tell you that.
And life is short.
Yeah, exactly. You might think you have a good fit, but things
sometimes
change.
you misdiagnose things.
Yeah, well, that could actually be another point. It's like, don't be afraid to change. If things aren't going,
things don't work, make a change. Very good. Very well said. John, you're a pleasure to have on the team, man.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate everything you've brought to this agency in a very short amount of time. And I also know that you have a lot more to add and a lot more to offer. I really certainly value your experience and your perspective. And I can't wait to see, we're just starting to take the training wheels off, right? Like you're just really starting to go hit your stride. So I am personally really excited to have you. Very, very grateful to you and how you fit into this culture in such a short time. And I look forward to you helping us kick some ass in years to come.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. That's it. Hot seats out. See y'all. Have a good weekend.